Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about Chanel Caviar versus Chanel Lambskin, the two beautiful leathers that Chanel is so well known for. If you are a first-time Chanel buyer, you may be having a difficult time deciding between the two leathers and not sure which one works best for you. Or if you already have a growing Chanel collection and let's say you are more accustomed to Caviar and you're not sure, you may want to take the leap to try Lambskin or vice versa. I'm hoping that the points that I will share in this video with you today will help you make your decision, because I had my own process that I went through and I wasn't quite sure which leather I should get for which item, and I have to say I'm really happy with my decision. So I am hoping that this video will be helpful. For those of you who are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. We are all about designer handbags here and sharing tips and advice and all kinds of good information and just really becoming a fun, friendly community. So I would love for you to join the club. Okay, let's get started. So when you're trying to decide between the lambskin and the caviar, there are 5 points that I recommend that you consider. The first is simply your personal preference in terms of look and feel of the leather. What makes you happy when you see it and touch it? So I'll get into more specifics under each point in a few minutes, but that would be my first, the look and feel, because you're buying these really expensive items and you really want to feel excited when you wear them. Second would be your lifestyle. Which occasions do you plan on wearing the bag? Third would be maintenance and really your tolerance level for how much you want to have to maintain and care for the leather. 4 would be size, which I will explain in a minute. And then 5, the last point, will also be weight, which again I will explain. So let's get started. Look and feel. Here I have my Chanel wallet on chain. This is in the black caviar with the silver hardware. When I see this little cutie and I use it, and I do use it quite a lot, both as a casual bag and as an evening bag, I just get so excited because it's just so beautiful. I love the texture, I love the feel, I love that slight kind of, I wouldn't call it shine, but there's like that extra dimension to it. I think it's just lovely. As you can tell, I love both caviar and lambskin, which was probably my problem. I couldn't decide between the two just because I love them both so much. Whereas I think if you have a strong preference for one, it makes it for an easier decision. But here is the caviar up close. And when you look at this, and hopefully you've had a chance to test out some of the bags at the boutiques and just really feel them, ask yourself, does this make your heart jump? Do you feel excited? Because I love this. I love the caviar. And then to contrast, you have the lambskin, and this is a nearly 20-year-old bag. This is a 6 series, medium classic flap, like I said, in the black lambskin with the silver hardware. So the quilting is a little bit flatter as it has been used for a while. But I'm so in love with this bag. The lambskin is so buttery soft. I can't stop touching it. I feel like I'm making the quilts even flatter because I just keep rubbing it all day, and that's my fault. I have no excuse for that. I just can't resist. So if you're a very tactile person like me and you loved the softness and just how it feels so luxurious and delicious, yeah, lambskin might be for you. So again, go for what makes your heart jump. And if they both make your heart jump, like in my case, then I would say let's go down the other 4 points. So the second point is occasion. So in your life, think about your lifestyle. When and where do you plan on wearing the bag? So think about the bag specifically, whichever bag it is that you are considering. So for example, for my wallet on chain, I wear this, like I said, very casually. I throw it on crossbody. I run around the streets of New York. I run on the subway. I don't care if people bump into me. It lays really close to my body. I usually wear this when I go shopping. It's just really easy, and I know that it's durable. It's going to hold up, and I don't have to worry about it. Also, this can be dressed up in my opinion. I know some people think that caviar is just too casual. I have to disagree with that. I have worn this as an evening bag on my shoulder, and it's super pretty. I've worn it with dresses and heels, and I can also... By the way, if you guys are not familiar with the wallet on chain, I think it's such a versatile bag. So, it's small, and it's technically an SLG, small leather good, versus in the handbag category, but I totally use this as a handbag. And it really packs a punch. Oh, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, you can shorten it and wear it as a shoulder bag like this, or sometimes, just for fun, I will wrap it this way. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I feel like it's fun to share. What am I doing? This is what I meant to do. Sorry, guys. So you can change up the look of the bag by just wrapping the chain around, because there are no grommets. For example, on the classics, there are always grommets, so you pull the chain through. But with the wallet on chains, you can wrap like so, and it just adds some fun to the bag, and you can wear it shoulder like this. So my point is, it doesn't have to just be a casual bag. But consider the occasion. And then when I thought about my medium classic flap, I thought, you know, I really do think it's a special bag for me, and I will probably use it on special occasions, you know, for evening events and date nights and weddings and that sort of thing. So I thought, if it is a once in a while kind of bag, then I'm okay with a lambskin, because I'm not going to fuss over it, and I won't be worried about it knocking and bumping into people and scuffing and nicking. So that's why I say your lifestyle and occasion is something to consider. For example, I work, and I would not wear this one to work. Just for me personally, my work environment is not conducive to something like this. If you work in the fashion industry or somewhere where it's appropriate, I would say totally go for it. But for me, no. So this one, though, I have worn to work for sure. I don't mind. It's more discreet. It's small. And the Caviar doesn't just, it's not as, I don't know, like luxe feeling as lambskin. So again, consider your environment, your lifestyle, the occasions you would wear it. Moving on to point number 3 is maintenance. What's your tolerance level? Like, how much are you willing to maintain the bag? Because the Caviar, it is what it is. There's not much to do for it. Maybe buff it once in a while. I've got this caught in the rain a couple times, light rain, and I mean, obviously my heart was beating faster because I was nervous, but at the end of the day, I just kind of wiped it and it was fine. I think that if my lambskin bag got caught in the rain, I would definitely be more nervous, for sure, because it is a little bit more delicate. So if you are thinking, I don't want to worry about my bag, I don't want any headaches, I don't want to stress over it, then probably the Caviar is an easier choice for you. Or if you're thinking, I already have so much Caviar that I'm wearing those every day, but I want something a little fancier, a little bit more special for me, then maybe lambskin, right? So check your own tolerance level and just be honest with yourself, because you certainly don't want to make a purchase that's going to eventually stress you out. You don't want that. Okay, point number 4 is size. I think it's really important to consider how the bag lays on your body. If it's really large, so for example, the Chanel Maxi, which is beautiful, but it's huge, right? I wouldn't purchase that in lambskin. I've seen people with that bag in lambskin, and it looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous, but I know my personality, and I have to be honest with myself. I will freak out if that big, beautiful bag that takes up so much real estate gets scuffed and nicked and scratched. And it's inevitable, because it's larger and it's going to be outside of my body frame. And as I'm walking around, you know, in New York, I'm taking the subway, I'm jumping in and out of taxis. It's bound to get bumped on something or caught on something. Whereas the smaller bags, I feel like, will just stay closer to me, and therefore I feel like are more protected. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're going for a really teeny bag, like the square mini or the mini rectangular flap, or something like this, the wallet on chain, then I think whether you go for Caviar or lambskin is not that big of a deal, because they do sit quite snug and you can keep an eye on them. And if there's a scratch here and there, it's probably going to be less noticeable than if the bag is huge and there's scratches all around it. So I think size definitely matters. Now, if I were to go for the jumbo or the maxi, I would almost certainly go for Caviar, just because of those reasons. I think for me, the medium is probably The biggest size I would go for in the lambskin, but don't quote me on that because I might change my mind. Who knows, right? And then the last point is the weight. If you have shoulder or back aches and the weight of the bag is really important to you, for example, for me, just for comfort, I love light bags, which is why I've probably stayed away from the jumbos and the maxis, even though they're beautiful. So think to yourself, does a tiny little bit of a weight difference make a huge difference for you in your body? And if the answer is yes, you may want to consider lambskin, because lambskin is naturally going to be lighter than the caviar. The caviar is thicker, it's heavier, and probably why it's more durable, plus it's got the grain, but the lambskin is going to be a tad bit lighter, and that could make a big difference on your shoulder, depending on how important that is to you and how your body feels. You could also check out the discontinued single flaps, because those will be lighter if you are looking at the classics. But that's just, obviously that's a matter of preference and how easily you could find one of those. So those are the 5 points I wanted to run through quickly. It's really which leather makes your heart jump is, the look and feel. Take a really close look, touch it. I always smell my bags, but that doesn't help in deciding the leather, I don't think. But yeah, just really get a good feel for what makes you happy. And if you're conflicted still, then, like I said, consider your lifestyle and the occasion in which you'll use the bag. Think about the maintenance and the care and the durability. Also think about the size and then the weight. Those are the 5 points that I think are really, really important to consider before making your purchase. And I hope that this has been helpful, and that when the time comes, you make the perfect purchase and you're 100% happy and just so excited to wear your bag. And last thing, I do want to just do a quick reminder, the Longchamp coin purse giveaway is still going on. I will link that video down below for those of you who might have missed it. So the giveaway is running through January 3rd of next year, which is right around the corner, believe it or not. It's this little cutie, and I have a new one so we can be twinsies, and whoever wins this will receive it in early January, and I will be announcing the winner on my Instagram stories. So stay tuned for that, and if you enter, good luck. Until next time, bye!